Kris Sparre, along with Megan Keller, and as you all know, Jill Saulnier. Just to get us started, Kris, overall thoughts on the game?
Yeah, it was a fun game. Great environment, good to be back in Halifax, and I thought for us it probably wasn't our cleanest game that we've played this year, but I still liked our compete, and I liked a lot of things about that game, and we'll look to build into it too Wednesday.
No further questions?
Sure. Hi there, I'm Jen Taplin from Herald. Just a couple questions. I think these are both for you, Jill, if you don't mind.
Sure.
One, what's it like to play in front of your hometown, this crowd, sold out? I've talked to so many fans, so excited to see you, and this level of hockey in Halifax. So that's question one. And two, the idea of having a team here is huge. So many people excited about that. Can you talk about what you think about if Halifax could do that?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I've said it, quite a few times since I've gotten here. It's been a dream of mine, obviously, to come home. And I left home when I was really young. So to be able to come back and play in front of, all my family and friends. I had friends and family that had flown in for this game. So pretty special. But I think, another part that made it really special is the group that I did that with. I've said that many times, but the staff with the fleet and the girls have just made, the environment there such a dream. So to be able to, play that game in that environment, and it truly is a dream come true with that group, was pretty special. And yes, obviously it would be amazing. Sold out crowd, I think, you could hear it. So that's definitely no joke. And I think visibility is everything, I think, in this game. Obviously, when I was younger, I grew up playing at the Timber Jamboree here, and, I dreamt of playing, for the Habs, because there was no pro women's hockey team. And now there is, and the amount of little signs I saw saying, future PWHL player, it sparked emotion in me, because I wish I had that when I was growing up. But if anything, I think it's an honor for us to just be able to pave that way. So obviously, we need as many teams as we can in this league. It's growing, and I think the goal is to continue to develop and have those teams. And clearly, Halifax has shown the passion to having a group.
Thanks.
Kristen Lipscomb, aka Lippy, with the Hockey News this time. This is expanding on this a little bit, Jill, but back in 2020, I interviewed you for the Herald actually about the cancellation of the Women's World. Same thing happened the year after. And so this has been a long time coming for you, really. So it's just a little bit of an expansion on what it truly means for you to finally have the moment to step onto the ice at this level of play here at Motion.
Yeah, I mean, I was in the same hallway that we are when we got news that the Worlds was canceled. We were, just that close to being able to do that at home. And, every game, I don't take any game, lightly. It's not dawned on me that I'm, later on in my career. So I really do value every moment that I get to put my skates on and play with the girls. So I think to do that, and then at this point also be able to do that at home in front of everybody it was just so special. And I think just to echo what I said earlier, it's obviously expansion. The chatter of it has been prominent, and you've seen two really great games here for the Takeover Tour. And I think it's just overall, when I see the smiles in the stands, the signs, I think that's just what fuels this game, and the fans and the support is a huge part of that. So you can only hope that we're able to continue.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask about this game specifically. So what was the turning point? You started off strong, and this is for Kris, Jill, Megan, whoever wants to answer. Maybe Kris, will start with you. What was the turning point there for? It was a tough game, great on both sides, but came out with the loss. So.
Yeah, I mean I wouldn't say there's a turning point. It's a shootout that wins the game. Shootout's not something that's in playoff hockey or anything that when meaningful games happen and you're playing for a championship. So we don't look at it like that. We look at it we carried the lead for 54 minutes of that hockey game, or whatever it was, 55 minutes, and I thought we carried the play for most of it, and again, it wasn't our cleanest game, but we find a way to get it done in a shootout.
So what do you say before that shootout? What's kind of the motivation?
Score. Score as many times as you can.
Fair enough. Can't argue.
that. I'm Kris from CC. Megan, just want to ask you about Haley Wynn and kind of how she's elevated your game, how she's elevated the blue line. What has she added this season?
Yeah, it's been really fun to play with Winnie year round now. She's a special player, and she stepped right into our team and played a big role for us. So just really enjoying the time that I get to play with her, and all the plays that she's able to make on the blue line, but then also be shut down defensively is pretty incredible to watch for how young she is. She's a big part of our team.
Do you have thoughts on that as well, Kris?
About the pair?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, they're a lot of fun to watch. I think they complement each other well. And it's a perfect tandem. One's a lefty, one's a righty. Both dynamic, great offensively, and very high compete level, which is something that we take a lot of pride in with our team. And so, when you pair those things together, you get a real nice D pairing.
Yeah, and just a quick one for you, Jill. We saw some emotion in your face and the ovation there that you got at the beginning. What went through your mind?
Yeah, I've been crying for like a week now. So I think it's just one of those like, wow, I'm here kind of moments. I've had some really nice moments in my career. I thought going to the Olympics and winning a gold medal was kind of going to be the cherry on top, but then this league creates, and now I'm playing professional hockey in front of these little girls that are dreaming, and that's now a cherry on top. And then we have an expansion game or a takeover game in Halifax, and now that's the cherry on top. So I just feel like my hockey career just, I don't know, I blink and it gets better and better every day. So like I said, I'm just not taking anything for granted, but it was an emotional day for me because I just felt like I couldn't have been happier. In that very moment, and it's just one of those moments that I hope every hockey player can feel.
Ethan Hunt, the Housing Gazette. Jill, putting yourself in the shoes of some of those little girls, what would it have been like if a professional women's hockey league came to town and you were a little girl?
Yeah, I mean the women's, there was a Worlds here in 2002, and I think that was a World Championship that like sparked the fire in me. I sat behind the net because our teacher gave me tickets that they had, and I think that was my real like wow factor. And I think that's what it comes down to, like seeing those little girls in the stands, like thinking like, okay, we're their wow factor, and I think we owe it to them to just continue to do what we do, and that is just have fun, work hard, and play with heart. And I think that that's something that is a blessing that we get to do every day for a living. And it just, like I said, I spent a lot of time looking at the stands and reading the signs, and probably shouldn't have, and don't want to say that in front of my coach, but yeah, it was definitely a real special day. And I think ultimately the goal obviously is to win, and we're not very happy with the loss because we're competitive and we want to win every single game. But I do feel like we came out, after that game, I came out feeling still like a winner, because I just, the amount of smiles and cheers going on, like I know being a little girl, and that's like, I know every little girl, left that ring today happy and inspired, and I think that's, to me, it is a win.
And you came in wearing a Halifax Hawks jersey. Where did that idea come from, and what was that like for you? Yeah,
I played with the Hawks like all through growing up, and it's crazy. Now they have organizations of all girls. We didn't, and there was another sign in the stands that said, we've finally, I forget what it said, something about like, do it for the girls who got dressed in janitor closets. And like, I remember doing that, and I looked at one of the girls on the bench, and she was like, we did that. That's what we did to make this happen. And I wore a Hawks jersey all up through, and I think it was just a nice little testament to my past here in Halifax.
Thank you, guys.
Dylan Buckman, Dalhousie Gazette. This one goes to Megan. Just wanted to ask, in your career so far, your playing career, you've had so much time to tour around, experience different arenas, but coming to this arena today, what's the one thing that you can pinpoint that really just surprised you the most?
Honestly, I think the amount of fans that were in the stands for warm-ups. They were ready to go from the start. A lot of Jill Saulnier signs. Yeah, it was pretty special to play here, and Jill's like a big part of our team. She's the heart and soul. And to see her have that moment, and all the young girls in the crowd that look up to her and the rest of us, they have a dream that can become a reality one day. They can play in the PWHL.
And for Jill, it's always nice to come back to your hometown. It's an amazing experience, and saw earlier today that the Halifax Tides jersey swap. What is it like for you, not only in hockey, but even just outside in different sports, that women professional sports is really growing out in the city?
Yeah, I mean, I think, you know, the women's sports is growing in the world right now. I feel like it's become, you know, the cool thing to support and to watch. And I feel like, you know, for so long we were, you know, Meg knows this, we were in that wave that was just trying to get people in the rinks. And we're trying to be like, you guys should come to this game. Like, this is good hockey. But we just couldn't get the bums in the seats. And, you know, we got the backing, we did the work, and the P-Dub, you know, was created. And now you can't get a seat to find, you know, because they're sold out. So, you know, it's been amazing to be a part of this, you know, women's sports push. And I don't see it fading. I think it's something that's just going to continue to grow. And it's an honor to be a part of it.
And for the coach, for Kris, the shots were 32 and 18, and a good portion of that was on the power play. I just want to get your thoughts on just how the structure went throughout the power play.
I thought the power play had some good looks. There's second period, there's like 2 posts, pucks laying on the goal line. It's hockey, you know, so those go in, it's a different game. For us, we focus on what we're generating. I thought we generated more than enough to win. Yet again, we you know, outshot another opponent, carried the lead into the third period, and so you know, sometimes you know, the game's cruel. It doesn't go the way you want it to go, but we take a lot of pride in our group and being level-headed and never getting too high, never getting too low, and we'll take the positives from this game and get ourselves ready for Wednesday.
Thank you.
Can I ask one more?
Of course.
Okay. Jill, if Halifax got a team, would you want to play here?
Hot seat.
You have to ask her that off camera.
It's more complicated than that, but I thought I might ask.
That's a tough one. Don't answer it.
Yeah, you know what? I feel like it's a tough question to answer. I feel like my heart is in Boston right now. So I live where my feet are. So I think that's what I'll go with right now. Mm-hmm.
Sorry, you'll be coming back.
That's okay.
Well, I know that one.
That's good media training.
Yeah, there you go. Hey, that's not bad.
I think your mic was off too.
Yeah, my mic was down.
Thank you guys.